Hey everyone, my name is Heather Lee with Moto in the Wild, motorcycle travel to wildlife destinations. Today we'll be taking a ride up Mount Lemmon of Tucson, Arizona, camping overnight so that tomorrow morning I can show you some really cool hummingbird conservation work. The Hummingbird Monitoring Project will be managed by my friend and Ecuadorian biologist, Gabby. Gabby's going to show us all kinds of cool stuff, and that includes how she safely captures hummingbirds, puts little bands on their legs, feeds them, and of course releases them back to the wild where they belong. Yes, you will see and learn a lot if you stick around, but first, I gotta gear up and get there. So let's take a ride. As you can see, the saguaros have given way to grassland, and I can already feel the temperature difference. Still apparently have 8.2 miles until I get to Spencer Canyon campsite. And it's sprinkling here. It was definitely pouring down there in Tucson. I can smell the pine. I don't know what the temperature is right now. But as hot as I was when I first started this ride, I could do this all day long. Okay, so now we're turning on to Spencer Canyon Road. I realize I have no idea if this is about to turn into dirt. I think we're in good shape. Cool. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, well, I went the wrong way, but good news is I budgeted some time for screwing up. I think we're in the right spot now. Alright, so I just finished setting up camp with no drama, so no rains, and it's pretty quiet here. I think it'll be a nice stay, and just hanging out waiting for my friend. Hello! Okay, well, that was actually the staff here checking in on me, making sure that I'm going to pay for this camping spot, so they were really nice about it, but I better get on that, so I will catch you in the morning.
Hi, good morning everyone. It's about 4:15, which means it's time to break down camp, pack up the bike, and gear up again. Here we go.
Hello! Welcome to our banding site in Mount Lemmon.
All right, as promised, I'm here with Gabby. Gabby, would you like to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. My name is Gabby Samaniego. I am a biologist and a hummingbird bander. We are here at the top of Mount Lemmon where we have our monitoring site, and this is part of a big network of banding stations. For many years, the organization has been collecting demographic data on hummingbird populations. This is important because by collecting this data, we can raise awareness of how hummingbird populations are doing over time.
We are going to measure her little tarsus. So just as when we are buying shoes, we want to find our perfect size.
Depending on the size we measure in the tarsus, then we have the same size for the band. And there you have one unique code that is applied to each bird. We are adding specific band numbers to the birds so we can recapture them a long time, and we can track their movements. We can learn about breeding conditions. We can learn about the longevity, how long hummingbirds live, and we're taking very important data that's gonna help their populations eventually.
Yeah.
Many of you are curious and ask about hummingbird migrations. Rufous hummingbirds are actually ones that have one of the longest migration, so they will spend their winter in Mexico, central Mexico, and then they will migrate all the way to Alaska to reproduce during summer. So these tiny, amazing birds do one of the longest migration in relation to their body size. Zero fat. Once we finish measuring, we'll use this straw to blow the feathers of the hummingbird around to look for breeding conditions in females and to look for mold. Also to look for fat. Hummingbirds accumulate fat when they migrate. That's the biggest reserve they use for their long distance migration.
So all this white here, it's pollen. It's pollen that has accumulated in the nostrils or the nares. To record the weight safely for the hummingbird, we're gonna put around this little mesh and clip it and put in the scale. Okay, weight is 3.02.
We want to make sure to give them a good drink of water, of sugar water, because then we make sure when they leave the table they have the energy to find the flowers that then they are gonna feed from. They have this extremely fast metabolism. They have to drink constantly, so if they don't drink between 3 to 4 hours, unfortunately they are not gonna make it. Hummingbirds do sleep, and they have a pretty cool adaptation that at night they enter in this state of torpor, which is similar to a hibernation. So what they do is they lower all of their metabolism so they can survive the night. Hummingbirds in general don't live a long life. They live between 3 to 5 years in average, but we know that they can live 10 to 12 years. So hummingbird wings are extremely fast. They can beat 60 to 90 times per second. Yeah, and this is because they have a flexible joint in their shoulders that allows them to rotate their wings 180 degrees. So we use these mesh bags to transport the hummingbirds from the traps, and we put them here, close them, first because we can see through the bag, so we can have a good look of the hummingbird all the time while it's in the bag, just to keep an eye on them and make sure they are doing well. We always process the hummingbirds in the same order, in the order that they were caught. We will process them, feed them, and then release them. So fun fact, hummingbirds are the only species of bird that actually pee.
They don't poop?
They poop.
Oh, okay.
So hummingbirds poop, but also pee.
Oh,
Yeah.
They have 2 holes.
It's one hole, but it's just one hole that does everything. And they lay their eggs through the same hole.
Oh my God.
Eggs, pee and poo.